1977. Enfield, North London. Police are called to a modest council house on Green Street. Inside, a single mother claims strange things are happening. Furniture moving, objects flying, voices in the night. The officers roll their eyes. Another prank call, they think. But then, one of them watches as a heavy chair slides across the room. On its own. This was no prank. This was the beginning of one of the most famous hauntings in history. The case that would come to be known as the Enfield Poltergeist. Like and subscribe, because I share chilling mysteries and eerie stories like this every single day. And tonight, we enter the haunted house at 284 Green Street. Peggy Hodgson was a single mother of 4. Her husband had left her. She worked hard to raise her children in a cramped council house. There was Margaret, 13, Janet, 11, Johnny, 10, and Billy, 7. Life wasn't easy. The family had little money, but they got by. Until one night in August 1977, when everything began to change. It started small. Knocking sounds at night, scratching in the walls. Peggy dismissed it as old pipes, the house settling, children playing tricks. But the noises grew louder, more insistent. Always at night. One evening, Janet and Johnny's beds began to shake. The children screamed. Peggy ran in. The bed still moved. And then, a chest of drawers slid across the room. Peggy pushed it back. It moved again, as if something invisible was forcing it forward. That night, Peggy took her children and fled to a neighbor's house. The haunting had begun. Over the following days, the disturbances grew. Knocks echoed through the house. Furniture overturned. Objects flew through the air. Toys hurled themselves across rooms. Cutlery scattered from drawers. The children screamed in terror. Sometimes, they were thrown from their beds, dragged across the floor, pinned down by unseen hands. The family felt hunted. Whatever was in that house was growing stronger. Desperate, Peggy called the police. 2 officers arrived. They searched the house. They interviewed the family. At first, nothing. And then, a chair moved. Slowly, deliberately, sliding several feet across the floor. No one near it. The officer swore she saw it happen, but she couldn't explain it. The police report noted an extraordinary occurrence. A chair moved across the room unaided, but the officers admitted this was beyond them. They could not help. And so, the Hodgsons turned to the press. In came the Daily Mirror. Reporters, photographers, flashbulbs. They set up cameras inside the house, waiting, watching. And soon, they witnessed it. Toys flying through the air, furniture overturned, the children lifted from their beds. One photograph would become famous. Janet, the 11-year-old daughter, seemingly levitating in midair above her bed, her mouth open in a scream, her body arched, as if flung by invisible hands. The press declared it a haunting. And soon, the case drew the attention of paranormal investigators. The Society for Psychical Research sent 2 men, Maurice Gross and Guy Lyon Playfair. Both were experienced investigators, Both would spend months inside the Hodgson home. They documented dozens of strange events. Objects flying, beds shaking, knocks and bangs with no source. They said the phenomena were genuine, that something unnatural, something intelligent, was haunting the Hodgson family. But skeptics accused them of being fooled, tricked by frightened children desperate for attention. Still, the evidence kept piling up. The strangest phenomenon came from Janet herself. One night, a deep voice emerged from her throat. Not her own, but gravelly, male. The voice claimed to be a man named Bill Wilkins, a spirit who had died in the house years earlier. He said he had gone blind, fallen from a chair, and died in the living room. The voice growled, threatened, swore. It spoke for hours, often when Janet's mouth was closed. Experts said no child could sustain such a voice without damaging their vocal cords. But recordings exist of Janet speaking in the voice of Bill Wilkins. Chilling, unnatural, impossible to explain. Then came the levitations. Neighbors swore they saw Janet floating above her bed. A police constable reported seeing her lifted. Photographs captured her mid-air. Skeptics claimed she jumped. Investigators insisted she was thrown. To the family, it didn't matter. Their daughter was at the mercy of something beyond their understanding. And every night, it returned. Not everyone believed. Skeptics argued the girls faked it. They pointed to photographs where Janet looked like she was leaping. They accused her of using ventriloquism for the voice. They claimed the knocks were staged. And indeed, Janet later admitted that sometimes she and her sister did fake small events. But only sometimes, she said. Only to test the investigators. The rest was real. So, was it a hoax or a haunting? The debate rages still. For nearly 18 months, the Hodgson family lived in terror. Then, slowly, the activity faded. The knocks grew weaker. The objects stopped moving. The voices disappeared. By 1979, the house was quiet again. But the family was scarred forever. Janet in particular suffered, haunted by her memories. She insisted for decades that most of what happened was real. And investigators remained divided. The Enfield Poltergeist became the most famous haunting in Britain. Books were written, documentaries filmed, even Hollywood adapted it into the Conjuring 2. To this day, some believe it was real. Others, a hoax. But the case remains chilling, because so many independent witnesses swore they saw it too. A chair sliding across a room, a girl levitating above her bed, a child speaking with the voice of a dead man. So, what really happened inside 284 Green Street? A desperate hoax? Or proof that something beyond this world exists? Like and subscribe, because I share chilling mysteries like this every single day. And tomorrow, another story waits in the dark.